Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. This is John with Tommy's Top Picks here to bring you, well, I don't know, call it a little advisory. Some of you may have been listening to me over the past few videos and how I was talking about diversifying and slowly buying in every week to cards that are valuable and will have a long-term value that are interesting. I had mentioned that I personally am buying rainbow foils from the early first edition sets and that it's a very affordable way to do it. You know, you can spend $20 or less doing it. So I wanted to walk you through how I find cards that I'm interested in, and then some of the do's and don'ts and things to be cautious about if you're going to do this. As always, this is not financial advice. This is just a guy who likes to collect cardboard and make some money when he can sell them. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. As always, if you like the content, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We really appreciate it. Thumbs up, leave a comment. All that stuff helps the algorithm and costs you nothing, which would be great for us. So let's dive in. So obviously, the cards that are popular are very obvious, right? They're the ones that are best sellers. You can go here, sort by best selling. This helps you identify kind of changes based on the meta and what's going on there. These cards will rise and fall as different factors are playing into the meta. I imagine Eye of Ophidia is going into Icelander right now. It seems like it would be pretty good there. Blue pitch for her is very common and useful to get that moon wand working. Command and Conquer is probably anti-Dramai tech coming up. And then Art of War is amazing in Lexi, and I feel like Lexi has some real power in this set, so I think that's going to happen. Obviously, you get your Arcanite Skullcap, very common favorites. Right now, I am just in the Arc section because I want to look at the older stuff that has some rarer cards. Now, obviously, if we look at any of these cards and we go and check out what they are in first edition Rainbow only, they're ridiculous, right? $4,000 or $5,000, right? First edition rainbow foils of some of the most popular cards are going to be crazy. I have not bought any of these, and I don't really expect to. I don't think this would be the place to buy them. This is similar to those WTR single boxes, cases, etc. And the art cases. It just makes no sense to buy them on TCG Player. It's just too high a price, too low a population. You can get these cards for probably a lot cheaper through Facebook groups and Discords. But what you can get on here is, oops, one more back. If you scroll down, go to the least popular cards. Oh, and by the way, this is one of the things that's kind of like a hint that I use. I don't know if it's a good idea. We'll find out. I like the generics. You know why I like the generics? Because the generics can continue to be used. A generic that is horrible today can suddenly become awesome with the release of a new set that has a synergy with an old generic. We've seen it happen time and time again. And I think there's some real potential in some generics. Now, obviously, some are just bad, and that will never happen. But there's a good chunk of them that aren't terrible, that will eventually find use. So anyways, I like to look at the generics and then go through. Obviously, these are all dirt cheap single generics. Some of them with iconic art, like Life for Life, I think is a good place. Ravenous Rabble. Blue is not the pitch you want, but it's still an iconic card, so maybe, that's up to you. But let's just take a look at this. Because it's iconic, say you want it for the shelf, and again, you know, do it because you're passionate about it first, and then maybe make some money on it later, which is nice. It's $4. $4 for a first edition foil Ravenous Rabble blue. Now, it's never going to be the top card, but because the population of these cards in foil, that's what makes it more rare. In Arc, which had a very limited print run, Arc and WTR both had super limited print runs, and you can get a $4 foil in this card. Now, granted, again, it's blue. It's not the super iconic red. I'm sure the red one costs quite a bit. But what you can do is, you know, kind of backtrack, see what looks interesting, see something that maybe you played, something that may be great in the future. Push the Point Red may end up being a really critical card to some red line sort of deck in the future. So maybe that's the one, right? Rainbow foil, 99 cents. First edition. Seems very viable. It's a common. Obviously, if you want to go upscale, you go to the rares. Oops, one more. You go up here, and then you take it to rare or super rare, however feels good. Plunder Run. Now, this one's probably going to cost a bit in first edition. No, they don't even have it listed. There's none. So this is the problem. These are running out. You can find some of them on eBay for cheaper than you do on TCG Player. So if you see one like that $4,000 card, although that was I think that was Command and Conquer, so that's always going to be expensive. But you see one that's like, call it $50 or $100, go check eBay. You might find it there for cheaper. Again, cards that aren't super popular but may end up someday having a really good use, that's under $20. Again, one card. Now, there is some downside to this, so I want to show you some things that happen with me, and I think it's important that you see. So let me switch this over. We'll come back to this. All right, let's zoom in a little bit and get some more light so you can see this. I want you to really be able to see this. So here's a bunch of cards I got. I basically went and did exactly what I'm describing to you and did it a bunch at a time. Foil, arc. Now this is the important part. Let me get the focus on here. Come on, camera. You can do it. I believe in you. You see that symbol down here? See how it's not circled? There's no color. That's a first edition for ARC and WTR. You can also check, the second thing is the date. Oh, sorry. 2019. If it's 2020, that's unlimited. Crew, they start having the bubbles, right? They start having the color bubble at Crew. So this is first edition. It's hollow when it's unlimited Crew. Here's another Crew. You can do it in rares and you can do it in Crew. Those are very affordable at this point. They will eventually dry up as the game continues to get popular. Here's the WTR. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a rare. And this is only a couple bucks. I'm telling you, I didn't spend like hundreds on a single card. I think the highest card I went to was like $13 to $20, something like that. This may have been it. It's a yellow snatch, so it's not the highest one. It's not the red. It's not the super popular one. Point being, it's a super rare card to come by. It's in foil. I don't know. You can kind of tell it's in the case, so it's kind of hard to tell on that. But here's another one. Crew with the bubble, right? Crew was 2020, so this is going to have a different date. But that's how you can tell the difference. Just make sure you know for ARC and WTR, there should be no colored bubble on it at all if you want the first edition. Now here's one I received after ordering a first edition. ARC, that's unlimited. The bubbles were in the unlimited sets. The date, 2020, not 2019. So this was a mistake. The vendor sent me the thing. I checked my invoice to make sure I didn't buy the wrong thing because, you know, you can misclick or not pay attention, right? I did not. So I have reached out to them. That is one of the downsides of this, is a lot of the smaller vendors, especially going through a TCG player and whatnot, they just know what it is today, which is bubble is first edition, you know, hollowed is unlimited. And so they're acting in honest faith. You know, they have a card pooler there who doesn't, you know, isn't paying super close attention. They're just doing their thing. Like, I don't blame the vendor. I'm not upset. But this is a 24-cent card. The first edition is like a $12.50 card. So I want my money taken care of, and I want the right card, you know? And that's a reasonable thing to do. So I just reached out to him and politely asked him, hey, this is the wrong card. Can we correct this? How do you want to go about it? Maybe I send them the 24-cent card back. Maybe they say, forget about it. I've had that happen before where the vendor's just like, nah, don't worry about it. Here, we'll send you the correct one. And that's just how it goes. I'll leave this site in the comments. It was, or not in the comments, in the description. It was pretty useful, just so you know. It has dates, publication dates of each of the sets, right? And then it has sort of examples, so you can see, like with WTR, how it has it after the fact, and it's not bubbled, it's just coded. And then it describes down here Monarch and Beyond, or Crow. It's actually Crew and Beyond. It uses these bubbles for first edition and unlimited. So anyways, I thought that was a interesting little, even it's updated for Marvels, an interesting little tidbit to share with you, since I'm saying, hey, this is what I'm doing. So if you are following along and you find this stuff interesting and want to, you know, put $20 into a nice, what would be a collectible card in the future if the game continues to succeed, which I have no reason to doubt it will. It seems very good and very fun. Then this is how I'm doing it. And if you want to do it, you can do it too. Again, not financial advice, just a friendly little, you know, tutorial on rarities and how to do this stuff and how I look at things. And I hope you find it useful. All right, guys. I hope you guys are having a good one, cracking packs and having fun. Looking forward to Uprising. I cannot wait. Only 2 days away for me until my first Uprising sealed. Very excited. Very excited for pre-release. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. Have a good one.